in the United States. Joining me now is former Republican Congressman from Illinois, Joe Walsh, and Doug Thornell, a Democratic strategist and former National Press Secretary for the Democratic Congressional Campaign Committee. Joe, this isn't the first time that Donald Trump has gone after an ally. What is your reaction when you see him targeting Canada, even in the way he just did?
Katie, he has a unique style. Look, I don't agree with Trump's protectionist policies and his opposition to free trade, his instinct to oppose free trade. But, Katie, this is where a lot of his appeal is. This is why he got elected. Look, the average farmer, the average small-town guy in Michigan, Wisconsin, and Pennsylvania, they may not hear what you and I just heard. They hear the president sticking up for the little guy in America. So I think when he talks like this, I think it plays well with his voters. It's the president sticking up for us.
And Doug, Joe's got a point. That is the president. That is what he ran on, this idea that he would protect American workers and go after anybody who we felt like we had an unfair deal with. Canada apparently feels like we have an unfair deal with them when it comes to dairy farmers. So how do Democrats combat that? How do they say, no, wait a minute, we're actually much better for the American worker?
Well, I think the Democratic Party is better for the American worker for a whole range of issues. But on this specific issue, it's actually interesting because I think Canada has actually, in this particular issue, has served to actually create some bit of bipartisanship, because what you have here is Senator Chuck Schumer, the minority leader, who has actually suggested that Canada is violating NAFTA. You've got a bipartisan coalition in Congress with Senator Ron Johnson, Senator Tammy Baldwin, Paul Ryan. You've got Scott Walker. You've got Andrew Cuomo, all signing on to letters and criticizing the Canadian government. So in this particular instance, I think you're seeing a pushback by Democrats and Republicans in terms of these policies that Canadian provinces are applying to dairy products that are being brought into Canada. And so I think that actually in this one instance, there may be some bipartisanship in Washington to push back.
Absolutely. Joe, the other topic of the day is Donald Trump nominating another ambassador. This time it is Scott Brown. He's going to be the ambassador to New Zealand. Take a look at what a local paper in New Zealand is saying. Man tipped for U.S. ambassador role in New Zealand, a former nude model who supports waterboarding. Are we being mocked, Joe?
Oh, Katie, Scott Brown's a handsome man. No, look, this is what all presidents do. These ambassadorships, Republican and Democrat, they give them away to their friends. Scott Brown is a capable guy. There's a lot of sun down in New Zealand. I think he'll look good down there.
Doug, all joking aside, is Scott Brown right for this job?
Well, look, we know that President Trump has a long history of being infatuated with models, and it's probably not surprising that he would name one to represent New Zealand.
All right, so I'm gonna leave it there. Okay, guys.
Leave it there, Katie.
I'm gonna quit while we're ahead. Doug Thornell and former Congressman